Okay, start of another turn here in Galactic Destiny, and I haven't cleaned these up. What's this group medication? Didn't really hurt. I know that had an effect of some sort. It doesn't look like it's a big deal. Okay. Let's grab some more counters, or some more cards. And what do we got here? Well-being Windfall. For this turn only, the Coalition of Stability has all costs for cards, senators, and actions reduced by 4. Fleets reduced by 2 to a minimum of 0. Who's Coalition of Stability? That's the purple. Well, that helps them. Civilian support. For this turn only, each party can spend money to woo the hearts and minds of all populace. Gain 1 sector defense to all your sectors for each money spent immediately. Oh boy, how am I going to mark that? Jesus. Each player can spend money to woo. Well, that's clearly worth it for people who have money. I just don't know how to mark it. I guess I'm going to grab some dice and mark that off. I'll come back in a moment. So everybody made their choices. Most of the players picked a 1 or a 2, and I'm using these red dice to mark it, just because they only had that much money. The white player had a little bit more money, and people may be attacking him, but he's afraid because the biggest thing that can attack him is the Republic fleet. And there's not much he can do about that. So he didn't spend anything. Thinks he's got to try to maybe get reestablished into the Republic and stop being this rebellion. And purple had a lot of money. They didn't spend it all, but they did spend 5. Their leading position means that they want that extra bonus to defend themselves. Okay, we have one more event card to go here. Purification rites. An ancient finds enlightenment, and their radiance is a beacon in the night. Each party may nominate a senator and must pay 4 influence for each shadow token on that senator. Remove all the shadow tokens. Is that worth it? Only one person has shadow? No, this guy does. 4 influence to get rid of a shadow token. Not worth it for him. Definitely not worth it for him. They're going to hold off on that. But we have that civilian defense. We also have to look at what sectors are going to be available for campaigns here. And I got a third one here. Let's see what we got. Xin. No, Kin. Sector 12. Okay. Here. Sector 45. Nothing exciting there. Oh, that's this one. And now, one more. Sector 37. And I keep not using this. I think that would be very helpful, actually. And indeed it is. Alright. Now we check the shadow points. There aren't enough of them to modify anything. Oh yeah, there's +1. I got 1 there and 2 over there. That's enough. 8, 9. We're not going into the Kira or whatever. So, now we hand out some cards and collect money. So, here in the Senate phase, very little was agreed to. Basically, it took so many votes to get a coalition together. There were 36 votes, so it's going to be 19 to cause a side to have enough votes to pass anything. The only thing that was decided was nothing. The fleet was pulled back. there wasn't even an ability to get a decision to prosecute this person, just because they're kind of weak, and no one's really opposed to them. The people with big positions don't really want to anger them. They're looking for maybe some help at some point by not kicking the weaker player. And the same thing happened with White, with the fleet not being used against them. There's no real reason to anger them, just kind of force concessions. Let's go after the leading players, let's not do this. Or in White's case, Yellow kind of refused to support destroying them because, hey, they're willing to attack Purple. And right now Purple's in the lead. They did pass, however, attacks, which was for every planet over 4, which ended up costing Purple 2 money and Yellow 1, enough to build an extra ship or an extra fleet. There is one prosecution that happened, though. The Minister of Justice fired off a 2-point cost to prosecute this damned dude with his big 7. He's powerful. 8 combat, 7 diplomacy. Get him out of Purple's hands. He was executed. So that's, kind of a... It's easy to get rid of people when you have the Ministry of Justice on your side. Now, everybody's kind of looking at that as Green taking a hit to help because they've had to pay influence for it. Taking a hit to prosecute this person here seems unworth it. Even if you kill him or whatever, it's just there's not that much value to be gained by knocking out a weak leader of a weak coalition. Even if the cost is low. In this case, the cost was low to remove a high danger. Now, the question was, do you also go after some of Yellow's? They didn't want to keep spending on that. They figure once Yellow's in the lead, they can start hitting them. Of course, the Ministry of Justice might be there. They've got a lot of political power at this point. All right. I guess we go on to the intrigue phase and start seeing things. One thing I'm noticing is less and less of the card use. Partially, mainly perhaps, because it's just such a pain in the butt for me to do solitaire. But it just doesn't have that much effect, adding a couple of points to battle, getting a reroll, whatever. It's almost not worth looking through them all. They're not that potent that they force it. I think they'd be very nice in multiplayer because there are some good ones there, but it's hard to pay the attention to go for them. So for battles this turn, Purple and Green went after the white ones. Now the fact that Green is going after one of the white ones, White feels is a betrayal. They're swinging in and taking one of Green's undefended planets in exchange. White's going to still end up behind, presumably, but they're not going to fight Purple and focus on them if other people are going to try to pick off their territories that they can. Likewise, not likewise, but Red's taking another action to attack another province. Again, picked up a shit to indicate that they're illegal for this next turn so that people can prosecute them other than the Minister of Justice. I'll roll those up, come up with them, and then start the campaigning. Challenges were held out, and Red managed to... they lost their fight over this one with Yellow. They challenged into that, and then Yellow followed them because other people challenged their holding here, so they didn't commit heavily to this, and Yellow ended up getting it. They did commit to defending this. They paid enough that Blue and Green went in there. Blue had a lot of points, but they realized, I can't win it, and Red's already committed enough in defense that there's just no chance that I can get a good odds on it by spending more. They had a good leader who was campaigning there. That's a 5 on him, and +1 actually because of the diplomacy advantage from his office. But he just could not face it, although he did make Red spend some money on it. White was able to do their kind of free campaign. Nobody else can play, so they're kind of bonus there. But the scary thing is Purple got away with another free one, and they're at 8 now. They're just 2 away from winning. Not a lot of harm, not a lot of threat to them from anyone. Basically, when you see other players attacking the rebellion of White and forcing that kind of issue where white can like decides, hey, if you guys aren't going to team play, if you're going to hit me, the hell with you. I'm not going to help you bring down purple because I don't think I can win no matter what if I'm being chased in this way. And that was kind of a bonus from white's point of view. And certainly a big one for purples. They gained 2 spaces this turn. They may be unstoppable at this point. But you see this kind of dynamic quite often. You know what I forgot? I think, to fight this out. Red's invasion. I'll have to roll that up, but they did not. I don't think there's a chance they lost that. Yeah, I mean, they got that pretty easily there. Okay. So we'll give them that. So red actually grew a little bit with their defense. They're up to 4. Green stayed steady because their only real success was against white, and they lost it territory due to that. Yellow got a growth. Blue couldn't go anywhere. They came so late in the turn they didn't get a real chance to bid to open up a campaign somewhere free. And it's one of the problems. If you're not powerful, you just can't expand. So the question is how to take purple down at this point, and I'm not sure what the answer is. All right, I'm going to load this one up. I did the double one once, and I don't see any point to that, really. All these markers are going to come up. We're going to do the production, though, first. I guess that makes some sense.